Chadwick with you again. Welcome back to the Auto Obsessive Garage. Here for another installment of Tales of Car Buying. Sitting behind me is my 2014 Ford Fiesta ST. What I want to talk about is the interesting way I came to purchase this particular vehicle. 2016. The car news was dominated by one topic during that year, Dieselgate. So I had entertained looking at TDIs before in the Bay Area in California. Commutes are nasty, fuel is very expensive. Why wouldn't you try to optimize that? Get that kind of fuel economy, offer that kind of power and that kind of good featured packages is a great bargain, right? Too good to be true, as it ended up being. All the news surrounding Dieselgate was coming to a boil. Here in California, they released a document online. Now this document had the exact values you would get when you trade in your TDI vehicle. Maybe the next day after they released this document, I fully understood that, hey, if I'm gonna get this much for the vehicle, what if I purchase one for a lower value, then I'll get paid to have that car. Now granted, none of this was guaranteed. That was the value, but who knows? This could happen like a year from now. There were no tentative dates when to turn them in. So there was definitely risk involved. This wasn't a sure thing by any stretch of it. No good investment is ever really without risk. I jumped on Craigslist. I think the news shook up the market a little bit. So folks started wanting to get out of their vehicles early. They were unsure what was going to happen, if there was going to be a recall or mandatory fixes that would impact performance. I took advantage of that. I knew my price point and I wanted to beat it. I also wanted to try to get a good vehicle, and I knew that it probably wasn't going to last long because this was an open to public document, so other people were probably going to start snatching them up too, which looking back on it, folks snatched up hundreds of them as an investment opportunity. I wish I was in that boat, but I did what I could at the time. So I get on there. The first one I find is a 2010 Jetta TDI Cup Edition. Now the Cup Edition's great. It's like a performance variant of a TDI. And you know me, I'm always gonna buy the performance variant. So I checked it out. Car checked out very clean. The interior was awesome, reminiscent of a Golf GTI. DSG, but I wasn't in the mood to be picky. I was just trying to make money off the car. I scooped it up. We purchased it on the spot. And then I realized, if we're gonna do this, we might as well get another one too, because I'm sure my wife is gonna want a new car. We shopped around. I wanted to get her something a little more up market, if you will. So Audi offers the A3 TDI, a splendid little, more luxurious Golf GTI hatchback. So we found a beautiful white one, good mileage, good records, and a great price. It was a little pricier than the TDI Cup Edition, but also the buyback value was higher on that list. So we still knew our price point, scooped that up, and now here we are. 2 TDIs in the garage. So we're both driving these vehicles. We purchased them in the end of June 2016, and then we ultimately just daily drove them. We put tons of mileage on. I think I did 1 oil change for the life of these vehicles, each of them. We really weren't trying to stay on top of maintenance, which was fine. We got the news when the dates were eligible for buybacks. So multiple documents had to be shipped back and forth. We had to verify purchase dates, all the specs of the vehicle, options, mileage, condition of the vehicle, clean title, all that good stuff. We got all that back and forth, and ultimately they sent us the values that they would be purchasing the vehicles back, and they were in alignment with what that document originally said. So I knew we were in a very good spot. This all occurred, we would trade them in February of 2017. So we did get 8 months out of each vehicle, and the average fuel economy was just over 35 miles per gallon. Fuel was cheaper at the time, with diesel especially being very cheap. So we're putting wear and tear on a car that's not ours. We're using cheap fuel. We got paid to drive these vehicles for 8 months. And you can't really find a better package deal than that. Rather than just stow that money away, I wanted a new daily. And there was a car that had caught my eye since its release, and that was the perfect time because the used market was exactly what we got in return from trading in our TDIs. I shopped on Craigslist again and I found it. I was looking for Ford Fiesta STs. I definitely wanted the Recaro package. I liked tuxedo black. So I got the fully loaded model at a great asking price. I think it had just under 20,000 miles on it. I didn't have to pay anything for it. It was the TDIs that bought it. No, it's a cool story. I didn't just purchase the car. It was actually earned by driving 2 TDIs for an extended period of time. So you really can't beat that, come out ahead. So we brought both the vehicles. Obviously you brought the Jetta to the Volkswagen dealership, and they actually had a sign that said diesel emissions recall line. and there was an actual line you had to queue into, which is a very bad PR thing, as I understand it. I'm sure no one going there to buy a new Volkswagen at that time. I'm sure they didn't want to see a line full of people returning their cars that had failed emissions and been caught cheating. But regardless, that's how it was. Audi was definitely more low-key. We got to the Audi dealership, there was simply just a customer parking spot designated for diesel returns. Definitely played it down. I know there was a lot fewer of them, but still, I think Audi's reputation, they didn't want that to be a thing. It was a great experience on top of a financially great experience. Looking back, it's one of the most fun couple of car purchases I've ever made. In summary, I'm sure diesel's going away as it seems right now, so it might be a moment in time, historically important opportunity that we got to drive those vehicles. We got to have two vehicles, a really cool TDI Competition Jetta and a really cool Audi A3 TDI. Drive the tires off of them for 8 months, save on fuel, save on wear and tear on our vehicles, and ultimately limp them back to the dealerships where they had to buy them back from us no matter what condition, and made enough money that I could outright buy a Ford Fiesta ST. Great situation there. I love it. It's one of my favorite car stories, and I just want to share it with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Leave any ideas below in the comments if you want to see anything different integrated into these videos or any additional types of videos that I can include on my channel. Again, thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, guys.